Harry Styles, Liam Payne, Niall Horan, Zayn Malik, and Louis Tomlinson. Have you heard these names before? Of course you have. They're the members of One Direction. One Direction is the most popular band in the world today. They are great musicians as well as very respectable and humble people. One Direction is a great band. I will be going through 3 main points on why One Direction is a great band. My first main point is that One Direction has given back to charities. My second main point is that One Direction has great music. And my third main point is that One Direction has made their mark on history. You've heard of One Direction before and maybe even seen articles on them how they've given back to the world. My first main point is that One Direction has given back to charities. According to a 2013 Forbes article called One Direction Raises $780,000 for Charity, they contributed to the charity Trekstock. Trekstock is a charity based in London that funds cancer research as well as education for young children on cancer. Liam and Harry specifically raised the $780,000 by talking about it on Twitter and other social media networks, as well as mentioning it in conventions. They offered one lucky fan the opportunity to go on a date with them as an incentive to raise money for the charity. According to the 2013 official Comic Relief website, they raised £2 million or 3.1 million American dollars. This money was donated to children in Africa who struggle with life-threatening illnesses. Their money supported 500,000 vaccinations. To raise money for this, they promoted a song that they made and as well as made a music video. They made the music video themselves to save money instead of using an expensive director. All the money made was donated to this charity. Now it is known from my first main point that One Direction is a great band because they make tremendous donations to charities. My second reason that One Direction is a great band is because they're not only famous for their looks, but for their voices. My second main point is that One Direction has great music. According to the official One Direction website, they have made 4 albums in the 4 years that they've been a band. Every November, they release a new album, followed by a world tour. Their first album in 2011 was called Up All Night. Their second album was called Take Me Home and was released in 2012. Their 2013 album was called Midnight Memories, and their 4th album, just released a few weeks ago, is called 4. According to the 2014 New York Times article called One Direction Outsells Taylor Swift, they sold 372,000 copies of 4 just in the first week. This knocked Taylor Swift off the #1 spot on the music charts. 4 was #1 in 146 countries just in the first week. Harry commented in an interview with Ben Winston that even though the album was leaked a week prior, he's still astounded by the support that people still buy the album even though it was leaked. As a review of my second main point, One Direction is a great band because they have great music at the top of the charts. My third reason that One Direction is a great band is because they influenced us and left a permanent impact on our world. My third main point is that One Direction has made their mark on history. According to the 2014 official Guinness World Records article, they've made a new record this year. They have had 3 albums debut as #1 on the Billboard charts. Next year, in the next World of Guinness record book, they will beat their own record because their latest album 4 also was #1 on the Billboard charts. According to the 2014 updated Ace Showbiz website, they have been nominated for 297 awards in the 4 years they've been a band. They have won 191 of these. Recently, they won 3 AMAs for Favorite Band, Favorite Pop Rock Album, and Artist of the Year, which is the biggest award of the night. Lately, they won an ARIA Award for Best International Artist, and they won this in 3 consecutive years. To review my third main point, One Direction is a great band because they have made a mark on history by breaking records and winning awards. As I explained through my 3 main points, One Direction is very influential. One Direction is a great band. From donating money to charities to selling out world tours, One Direction has left a very big impact on our society today. From personal experience, I have loved One Direction since 2011 when their first music video, What Makes You Beautiful, came out. They have stayed very humble throughout their careers, and they love us very much and love our support. I asked a few of my friends from around the world their opinion on One Direction. Danielle said, "People don't understand how much they've saved my life. So many times no one has been there for me, but One Direction constantly has. I don't know where I'd be in life without them. They're genuine guys who make amazing music and love their fans." My other friend Bella said, "Sometimes they're the only light that I can see in this dark world." One Direction is a great band. As a review of my 3 main points, One Direction has given back to charity, One Direction has great music, and One Direction has made their mark on history. One Direction is a great band.